Virginia. As we get started here, we're going to go backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, and freestyle. 2 lengths of the pool for each of these 4 athletes. A race of perfection is what I would say, Smacker.
No doubt. You can't miss the wall when there's only one of them. You have to have great underwaters and fast turnover.
Slight edge there is in lane number 5. That's Natasha Whitall. She's going to give him the lead, 24-87. So West Virginia with a great opening leg, but a great exchange in lane number 4, TCU. That's Nina Vadavikova. Actually, the fastest split to 25 was Iowa State's Grace Swoboda. As this race tightens up here, come into the halfway point.
Halfway through, and we swap spots. Vadavikova has put Cornwalks in the top spot.
One of my favorite things about this race is it's 200 yards long, but somehow, some way, more often than not, and a team's going to turn tied at 125. So all of a sudden it's a 75-yard race, and then all of a sudden it's a 25-yard race. Right now it is TCU leading, but just by a couple tenths of a second. All 3 teams turning at 117 and change with 25 yards to go in the first race here from Greensboro. Can't ask for much more.
And our first of 2 heats closing down.
A 139.78 to a pair of 140s. TCU is going to take the first heat of the 200 medley relay. Once again, keep in mind, anytime we got 2 heats of a relay, they can score up into this next heat.
Yeah, it's really important for these timed final events for each team to go as fast as they possibly can based on their ability to score points into that final heat. And with 9 teams, we're going to see, or with 8 teams, we're going to see a lot of these, 9, going to see a lot of these point scoring situations matter as the meet goes, because these teams want to be into that top heat.
Yeah, no doubt. And today's a real momentum builder. There's, just a couple events on here. We've got 4 events total tonight, but it is a momentum builder. Going back to the hotel, into those team meetings, seeing your team up top. I mean, it can really carry over into the next prelim session. They say prelims win championships all the time, but how can you build the momentum going into those prelim sessions, rather? We have prelims and finals, but the prelim sessions.
There's also something to be said for being in the middle of the pool in the first heat and getting a lead to have a fast time compared to being in the outside lanes where you can deal with some more waves in the final heat. So if you're one of those teams in the first heat, you have to use that momentum to your advantage and get your mindset right for that to be something you're proud of.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, as we talk about these different legs, the backstroke leg has become even more important, I think, as these teams have just gotten so good. If you get a half a body length or a 3/4 of a body length behind off that first 50, you're starting to swim through chop. And in a stroke like breaststroke, I mean, if you're swimming through waves, it is easily the stroke with the most resistance and the most difficult to generate speed. So a backstroke leg, a great backstroke leg, really important in these 200 medley relays. So as you mentioned, we've got 7 relays up in this next heat of 2. University of Utah in 1, Kansas 2, Cincinnati we're taking a look at right now in 3. They're going to lead off with Ellie Schrank. In 4 is Arizona, top seed coming into this just by a hair. They're going to lead off with Lila Lilly. Arizona State's got Miriam Sheehan getting ready to go right there, one of the standouts on that program. BYU is looking to try to crack into that top 3. And just like we talked about, big momentum coming into this. I was just at a meet with BYU in Utah. It was one of the most electric events I've ever been to, but this one already starting to ring my ears a little bit. As advertised, lanes 4 and lane 5 flipped 1-2 in this 200 medley relay. Great turn up there in lane number 7. That's Alexia Duncan out of Houston. It looks like Arizona State by a hair, but it's not. It's Arizona by 3/100ths of a second. 24-21 to a 24-24. Keep an eye up there on the top of your screen. That's Evelyn Entrican out of Houston, a great breaststroker, and she's keeping Houston in the hunt right now. And speaking of great breaststrokers, you're not going to find one better probably in the conference than Jolie Cry in lane 3. Great exchange, and Arizona starting to run away with it a little bit here. If any of these teams want to be able to hold off, who is an incredible anchor from Arizona, they're going to need to find something the last 3 yards of this fly leg, because Julia Wozniak can absolutely fly. "25 yards to go. Arizona State trying to fight back. Julia Wozniak might just have too much of a lead, and she will, as Arizona builds momentum early with a 135.54. Arizona State second in 136.10, rounding out your top 3. Cincinnati at 136.8, but what a way to start the meet for the University of Arizona.
That's a huge momentum builder to get that first relay win, the first conference title under your belt. These ladies came out and did a great job executing a great race strategy. They were strong from the backstroke all the way to the freestyle, very consistent, just kind of built on like a half body length lead the entire race, and they looked great.
Yeah, it's really a relay now in the NCAA where at pretty much any of these Power 4 conference levels, you can't have a weak leg. You can have an incredible leg and then 3 great legs, but you can't have a weak one. You know, if you throw a leg out there and you have somebody